Hello guys and welcome to the channel Racing World News. Don't forget to subscribe the channel for daily updates of MotoGP and Formula 1. Guys, in this video we will be talking about the second episode, Business at 360 kilometers per hour from the series There Can Be Only One. The episode starts with the biggest question of 2024 season. Who will be Francesco Bagnaia's teammate in the factory Ducati? Most people think that MotoGP is bike racing among riders, but no, it's racing among general managers also to have the best riders for their bikes. Only 4 riders were having a confirmed seat for the season 2025, but whole paddock was waiting for Ducati's factory seat alongside Francesco Bagnaia so that others can play their cards well. There were 3 candidates for the factory Ducati seat: Enea Bastianini, Jorge Martin and Marc Marquez. Gigi Dall'Igna, Ducati Corsa's general manager, said that they have to see riders past also and not only 2024 races because they are all champions. Enea Bastianini was out of the contention because of missing out on 2023 season due to injuries, and Jorge Martin was performing really well and was fighting for the championship. So now only 2 candidates were remaining, Jorge Martin and Marc Marquez. But honestly, like Pedro Costa said, Ducati's decision with Martin and Marc Marquez is like a soap opera as the silly season continues. Martin was winning sprint races, main races, and was championship leader and probably won the championship. What else do a team needs in a rider? Alex Spargaro and Jorge Martin have the same manager. Alex Spargaro and his manager thought that the factory seat was of Jorge Martin, and the final decision has been made but still needs to sign the contract. But as seen in the interviews also, Jorge Martin knows that till the contract is not signed, the factory seat is not his. Then comes the Grand Prix of Mugello weekend, where Martin was seen that he was convinced and Ducati was not having any issues giving factory seat to Jorge Martin and giving a factory bike to Marc Marquez in the Pramac Racing. But then in the same day, Marc Marquez said that Pramac Racing was not an option for him, which put Ducati on knife's edge as they don't want to lose on Marc Marquez either. So they were very confused to choose between Jorge Martin or Marc Marquez. Later in the press conferences, Marc Marquez made it clear that he just doesn't need a factory bike. He will not move from one satellite team to the other satellite team. If you want to fight for the championship, then it has to be in factory colors. Now Jorge Martin seems to be little uncertain about his future and said, "My job is to ride and I'll be riding very focused." Then comes the main race of Mugello GP where Jorge Martin crashed. And after the race, Marc Marquez looked happy as if he knows that he will be in the factory Ducati. And as seen, Jorge Martin looked very sad, very intense if the factory Ducati seat have slipped from his hand. And he said he still have options, as deep down he knows that factory Ducati is not his anymore. Now everybody is waiting for the Ducati's decision. Who will be riding alongside Francesco Bagnaia on the factory Ducati? And the decision was made on the Sunday after the race. And the decision was, it was Marc Marquez in the factory Ducati who will be riding alongside Pecco Bagnaia. After the decision was made, Jorge Martin went to Alex Spargaro and they talked, and Jorge now had 2 options, KTM and Aprilia. Alex Spargaro, without wasting any time, said to Massimo Rivola to make the contract immediately because Alex Spargaro didn't want KTM to call Jorge Martin and give him more money, and Jorge Martin rethinks and decides to go to KTM or Formula 1 or anywhere else. And later, Pramac Racing decides to go to Yamaha as their second team or satellite team. Later, when asked to Gigi Dall'Igna, is it worth to lose Pramac Racing, Jorge Martin, Enea Bastianini and Marco Bezzecchi for Marc Marquez? Then he said, "We will be weaker than this year, but in factory, we will have the best riders in Ducati ever." Now there is a very big responsibility on Massimo Rivola to give Jorge Martin a winning bike, as he might get number 1 plate to Aprilia after winning the championship. And the silly season continues as Maverick Vinales signs with Red Bull KTM Tech 3. And the biggest reason given by Maverick Vinales was what he achieved in Austin, he wasn't able to achieve it again or even come closer to it. Then KTM also signed Enea Bastianini alongside Maverick Vinales, and the war continues to catch Ducati between riders, managers and the bikes. Because MotoGP is now not only about just winning races, it's more than that. And this competition sometimes becomes personal. As the episode name is Business at 360 kilometers per hour, every season there is a race among general managers to sign the best riders for their bikes. And the silly season always continues. And this was the episode, guys. Business at 360 kilometers per hour from the series There Can Be Only One. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video, share it with your friends, and do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.